welcome back to PSA TV. This is Eye on Labor. Joining me on set right now, I've got a young lady who hails from Mount Hope.
Yes.
She has 25 years experience in the entertainment industry. I'm speaking of no other than Dimedia Dime Patterson. Good morning, dear.
Good morning, Christy.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, and my apologies for having you outside so long.
That's all right. That's all right. That happens.
Okay, so something that just stood out to me, dime. So, like, is it like shine bright like a diamond?
Well, when I came up with the name Dime, I had a nickname from when I was younger, Delicious.
I see.
Because of my name, Dimedia.
Right.
It's Italian and Spanish. It means delight and delicious. So that was my nickname. So in growing up, I was like, delicious. I don't want to be a grown person being called delicious. You know? I just decided to think about something that is short and sweet, and, you know, dime just floated around in my head and I stuck with it.
Dime.
Yes.
Suits you. Suits you. Okay, so now Dime has a lot of hats.
Yes.
Cosmetology, broadcasting.
Yes.
Producing.
Not producing.
Managing artists.
Artist management.
So before we get into this morning's discussion, just tell us a little bit about who exactly is Dimedia Patterson.
All right, so Dimedia Patterson is someone who loves to try new things. I'm very passionate about the music industry, right? Arts and culture. I've been involved in it from such a very young age. I used to do singing, dancing.
And so you were a former carnival queen as well?
Yes, in Shoguness.
Yes.
Many years ago, well, a year ago, when I was in my teens.
Yes, yes, just last year.
Yes. You know, so I do artist management right now. I do small bar services, event management, image consultancy. So I decided to head all of it because there are so many things I like to do, even hairdressing.
Yes,
right?
I saw that.
Yes, so there are so many things I like to do, so it's like I just keep busy. The hustle is real.
And how do you balance everything?
Well, again, it is a struggle to balance everything, but I try to multitask a lot.
Yeah.
I am presently working at a job called ESG Business Suite. They're located in Woodbrook. I'm the business development officer there. And, you know, during my interviews and stuff, I would have expressed to them how passionate I am about my business. And, you know, the directors and the sales consultant, they were so accepting to the fact that...
It's not every day you get that.
Not every day I get that. So they allowed me to come on board with them and still do what I have to do. Still, you know, function and at the job, you know, because we rent office spaces and so forth. But outside of that, you know, with my business, I do artist management. Currently, I manage, I started off managing 2KZL. I'm also co-managing Jelana right now, and recently Kalika B.
Yes, and you would have seen Kalika last week, I believe it is, on our show.
Yes, thank you for that as well.
Yes, and she has, her song has been doing really well.
Yes, along with Gregory, Ayun. Yes, I'm very proud of them. I must give a special shout out to Gail So Gorgeous. She has been singing for many years now, and she is the person that really started me off in terms of the artist management side of it, in terms of the push.
You know, a lot of people hear the term artist manager and they're like, well, how does one become an artist manager?
Yes.
And well, funny enough, my coworkers and I, we were talking about it yesterday, and I said, well, probably because you know a lot of people and you just decided, well,
that too.
that's just one aspect of it.
That's one aspect of it.
What is an artist manager? Or first of all, who is an artist manager? Because I'm sure there are many different aspects to it.
Yes, there are many different aspects to it. Prior to me working at a financial institution, I worked with entertainer Neil Iwer George at his radio station. I was instrumental in many departments, you know, mainly the news department, and I would have assisted him on his side in doing his contracts and so forth. And that is where it really piqued my interest in terms of being an artist manager, right? Again, I would have entered into the corporate world to sort of streamline my finances, to make life decisions.
That's sustainability.
Yes, sustainability, you know. So now that I'm back and I'm, you know, exercising what is my passion, right? And I started off working with Gaylan at the beginning of the year. You know, she's doing her thing. And she is the one, again, that really kind of motivated me to push forward in a very strong way. So this is what I'm doing now. The struggle continues. It's not easy. And my purpose is to work with a lot of new artists to teach them the business behind the entertainment industry. It's not just about, oh, I could sing, I can probably write, and I will go in a studio, release a song and perform. There are a lot of things behind just that, just looking nice and cute, you know? You have to register with court. I recommend artists, you know, to register with the legal authority, you know, make sure you have that black and white secure, because if you're thinking about future sustainability as an artist, you want to expand your demographic regionally, internationally, you need these things. You need these things.
But how has it been for you in terms of managing artists?
It's challenging because the main challenge, I should say, is like the finances. Because it's a very expensive industry, you know, in terms of you have to pay for studio time. You have to pay for mixing and mastering.
Literally everything an artist does.
Every single thing you have to pay for. When you go out on stage, I mean, like me, I've worn this shirt before. I've worn these pants before. These are not new shoes. But as an artist, you always have to put out a fresh image, you know. So it's expensive. Studio fees aren't cheap, you know. So you have to also look at innovative ways to streamline an income. It's great if you have an investor, but that's the hardest thing to get, being an artist.
And speaking about, you know, your image, how important is the public's perception of an artist? And how important it is for you to now say, well, okay, my artist needs to be up to a certain standard, fashion-wise, everything. How important is it?
Well, this is the entertainment industry on the whole, right? You're an artist, you're entertaining people. So therefore, you always have to come with something new. People want to see your creativity. This is the arts and entertainment and culture industry. So it's basically, to me, it's self-explanatory. You have to be able to present yourself in a professional manner, because you never know where you can end up, who you can meet. An opportunity is always there, because you all had Prince Swani yesterday. You understand? This is, you know, iron labor. You know, but
international.
Exactly, because he has presented himself a particular way in a professional manner, right? You have to understand time and place, and once you understand that and remain humble, then you would know how important it is to always present yourself in the best light possible. You are representing your country, right? So you have to give off that good image.
How important is it for an artist to maintain their humility?
It's very important, because, again, this is not a permanent job where, in a sense, where you're sure to get a salary at the end of the month, right? How many artists do you hear started singing at the age of 18 and retired at the age of 60 or 65, right? You have to make plans for your future. You know, financial planning is also an aspect of what I do in my artist management, because I do consultation. Like, all right, so if a new artist, let's say, approaches me to manage them, and I'm not in a position to...
Let's just say I am a new singer, I am I've just started singing. I have a hit. Right, I am your client. So
All
how
right.
would it go?
Well, I would obviously ask you if you already have management.
Right.
And if you don't, I wouldn't force to be your manager. I would do a consultation session with you,
Okay.
right? And show you certain ins and outs of the business, ask you basic questions to establish where you're at or what you already know, what sort of connections you already have, and all these sorts of things. And then we take it from there. Because, I mean, I can't manage everybody, you know, and I must say a
That's
lot
how I
of
was gonna
artists
ask you, you know,
have been reaching out to me, but I can't manage
Do you
everybody.
probably plan to like expand and hire other people so they could fall into train other people perhaps? I don't know. I don't know if that's an option.
It
but
may
it
be
kind
an
of might
option,
take
but I'm
away
not
from the one-on-one.
Yeah,
we
I'm
would
not
have.
focusing on that right now because in order to help someone else, I have to help myself first.
Very true.
So I have to establish myself first and then look to expand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creep before you walk.
What would you say is probably the most challenging part of your job?
At ESG or being an
No,
artist manager?
no, being an artist manager.
The challenging part, when I'm home on a Friday thinking I can watch a movie for the rest of the night and Jolano calls to say, Dee, you have to go, my yarrow. Okay, Jolano, when? Tonight.
And it happens, it happens.
What I would like getting things done, meeting deadlines. Let's be serious. Meeting deadlines is a challenging thing because you know you're always on your toes. You're always moving, and things always changing. Events always changing. You might have a gig tonight, then it might turn into the other night, then it will cancel, then somebody will call. So keeping up with the pace, getting rest. I have a long list of challenges.
But that one tops it.
Yes. Meeting deadlines.
And in terms of your corporate job, you know, it's different than being your own boss.
Yes.
So how disciplined do you have to be now to maintain that level of, okay, I need to not procrastinate, I need to get this done. Like you just said, deadlines are a big challenge.
Yes.
How does it differ from the corporate world into entrepreneurship?
Well, being an organized person
That's
is
commendable.
instrumental
Yes.
in my daily functions.
Right.
So, for example, now I haven't reached the workers yet, but I'm here at PSC, you know.
Good morning to you, Miss Patterson's boss.
So, like, you will find that as I'm finished with here, I switch my focus one time to my other job, ESG, and I'm focusing on that until the end of the day, you know? And then at the end of the day, at the end of the work day, I should say, then I reach out to my artists. In between, I will message them to make sure they get, I love to check in with them daily. Yeah. I like to parent, to mother them, you know? And then I start to deal with the afternoon activities, and that's what I basically do. I make a plan, I schedule a to-do list, you know, and prioritize what needs to be done first.
Okay, so in terms of the job market, now, as we all have seen recently, retrenchments,
yes.
You know, from this side, that side, it's just been happening very often.
Yes.
So the entertainment industry is something that is open, and a lot of people may want to get involved in it. What options are there for probably a young person who just wants to get into the entertainment industry, you know, like, what do you think is the first step? The
first step is to actually knowing what you want.
Yeah.
You can't just want to get into the entertainment industry and not know what
so
you want to do.
So what are some different fields in the entertainment industry?
All right, so the fields in the entertainment industry.
Because I mean, apart from the fact that we know, okay, there's a regular singer, musician.
Right.
What are some others?
All right, so let's look at the corporate aspect of it. Say, for example, on a radio station, you can be a sales exec, right? Just like you can be a sales exec at ESG, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you work to bring in sales. A radio station thrives on its advertisements. So, you know, there's corporate life in entertainment. radio jobs, television jobs, event management jobs, bar services, now calling from my list. You know, and the entertainment industry is a very wide field.
Yes,
so to start calling, we'll go into tomorrow. Yeah.
And what has led you to just, you know, focus mainly on artist management?
I would say my past experience working at the radio station and seeing how hard artists work, you know, this is their trade.
Yeah.
And, you know, seeing how much effort and energy they put into it. And then I personally think that a lot of talented artists are overlooked, overshadowed, and there's no one really to trickle in and say, hey, come here.
Yeah.
You are talented, you know. Now it happens, but far and few.
It happens,
and Trinidad and Tobago, we have too many talented people to be so stifled. Like a term I use frequently is crabs in a bucket. I personally find a lot of our local artists fight like crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
Help one, help all. If we all work together, we can expand this industry. You understand? I went to Nyla Blackman's EP launch last night at Estate 101 in Maraval, and she's coming with some new and some different style of music.
Wow.
And for a few minutes, I was like in awe. Like, but I had to step back and think, and I was like, I'm actually impressed because even though it's different, she stepped in out of the box, and you have to give her credit for that, you know. So
and even as a female artist,
you know,
traditionally, and I'm going out on a limb to say this here, but traditionally, locally, our entertainment industry have been male dominated.
Yes, it has been male dominated.
And to see a young lady like Nyla, you know, stepping out of that comfort zone and out of what is traditionally accepted in this country, and going out to this level of entertainment that you're saying she's going to be bringing out soon. That is, I could only wait to see.
Well, I don't want to reveal too much. You know, that's not my position to reveal her plans. But last night, I must say, I was pretty impressed. I was very much impressed by the bold move she made. And to those of you who are listening, you will see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we need to step up our games.
Yes, she kind of gave me some motivation on the side as well to, you know.
And I was now going to ask
that is motivation to keep trying different things. Don't be afraid to jump out of the box and try something new. And that's what I love to do. I always like trying something new. I want to try plumbing. Yeah, I actually want to try plumbing. Just
save costs.
Tiling too. I want to be able to tile. That's just me.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but your hobbies seem to be things that you is out of the norm for a woman to do.
Yes.
And it benefits you in a daily life.
Yes, it does, because even on the artist management part of it, in Trinidad, they are mainly male artist managers, right? I can think of Giselle Gazaji, she manages Swanee, and she is also inspiration to me in this industry because she manages blacks as well, soca artists, you know. So I am open to always taking advice to persons who have more experience, right? I don't know it all. I always ask questions. I always listen to people if they have to offer advice, because that's the only way you grow, right? That's the only way you grow, by being humble, as you mentioned, you asked me before about the humility. I exercise that by always asking questions and always being willing to learn.
And you yourself, being a female, and again, like we just established, a male-dominated part of the entertainment field. How does that feel?
I mean, it's not too bad, because ever since I was small,
You were bossy.
Well, yes.
I don't tell people I'm bossy. I just say I have good leadership skills.
I have leadership skills.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was always fortunate to have close male friends. You know, I have a very close male friend of mine. He's no longer with us. he passed away a few years ago. He was like one of my first best friends, you know. And again, I would say working at the radio station with Iowa years ago, you know, the majority of the station was male,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and it was tough. It was tough, but I handled it, man. I conquered it, and
here
I have
you are today.
I have a little tomboy in me too, just like Kalika.
I think that kind of gets us through the entertainment industry.
Yes, yes.
You have to be, you know, be able to do a little bit of everything.
Yes, you have to be tough.
Yeah.
You have to be tough, and you have to be strong-minded, because, you know, you get a lot of negativity comes your way. A lot
How
of
do you deal with
negativity
it?
comes your way. I'm human. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I always try to deal with it the best way I know how, and that's my final answer.
Okay, maybe perhaps by some choice of words, but we'll not go further into that, of course. What is your vision for your artists?
The vision for my artists will always be to continue to see them grow and expand their demographic, their horizons, start traveling to the region. You know, I believe in supporting home first.
Yes.
So expose them more to our country, Trinidad and Tobago, take them up the islands, then to the New York and to the Miami, Atlanta, London, call me.
Yeah, no, but like you're saying, that actually makes a lot of sense, because, you know, you can't go out there without, you know, proper recognition and support.
And structure.
Yeah, you get your structure here, and then you take it internationally. And that is
strategic planning.
Yes.
I must say shout out to Bly Songs out of Toronto. He's a producer. He reached out to me last night and was like, you know, he likes what I'm doing, and he would love to continue to work in the future. A lot of people, I must say, have been, you know, that again, that's just motivating me more, because people have been seeing what
Your
I'm
work.
doing and messaging to say, keep up the good work, we're seeing what you're doing, stay focused, stay strong, and that is what I'm doing, staying focused, staying strong. And I manage Jelano and Kalika, and I still work with 2KZL, but at the same time, if I see another artist and they need help as well, I would still, you know,
I was now going to ask you that. Let's say you're
to assist in regard.
Yeah, you're in an event, and there's this artist who probably doesn't have a manager, or their manager is there, but you know, doing a kind of lousy job. What do you now as a manager? You know, you obviously pick up certain things.
Yes.
So, you know, how do you now? Do you like just leave them like, okay, well,
no,
that's not
I
my
wouldn't
job.
just leave
you know.
them. If their manager is there, then obviously I'll have to be careful not to step on anyone's toes. But if their manager isn't there and they're performing and they need things like water and they need their rag, you know, I will do. I mean, it's not taking anything out of me to hand someone a bottle of water if there's no one there at the moment to do it. That's not a big deal. You know, it's just common courtesy. Yeah. And if we're supposed to be a family, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Dimedia, our entertainment industry has grown a lot, and we've incorporated new technology, a lot of diversity. What is your independence wish for our country in terms of the entertainment industry?
My independence wish will be for society at large, you know, you and me, the people of this country, to support our local talent more. Because, no disrespect to the outside entertainers, I love all genres of music. I love entertainers from all over the globe. But at the same time, we have to promote our own. The same effort we put into bringing foreign artists here, not saying that we should stop, but why can't the same effort be put into the local artists here by putting on a show or, you know, some different workshops and so forth? I know there are, but for the mere fact that you hardly hear anything about it, that means somebody's not doing a good job. So I think, you know, arts and culture play an integral part in developing and shaping the youth of this country especially. And if more emphasis and focus is placed in that regard, I think we can become a better TNT.
And it would now tie into tourism.
Exactly, it will definitely tie into tourism.
Yeah. Speaking of shows and stuff like that, you been down to Carrie Festas yet? Or?
No, I'm so embarrassed. I was actually supposed to go Wednesday with some friends.
Tonight is Trinidad and Tobago's night, so in case you're probably thinking about what to do later, I urge you all
plan
just
to go
head
before
on
Sunday.
down. Listen, I don't think anybody understands how much joy I get from going to these things.
No, I've actually been to Carrie Festa years ago, and I know it is important, and I will be attending. I just was not feeling well,
talent.
Which is why I haven't been as yet. And I've been very, very busy. But I definitely am going to make the effort to go. Because Carrie Festa, to me, is something that I know they're trying to revamp and, you know, make it to become a proper and consistent staple, right? And I'm impressed by what I've been seeing so far.
Wow.
The media has been doing a wonderful job in terms of covering it. And I've been looking on social media, a lot of young persons, a lot of my own friends and family. Everybody you're seeing posting, sharing the experience. So kudos to everybody.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll head on down sometime soon and check it out.
What's happening?
I think I'm very excited to see what Trinidad and Tobago has to put on tonight. I would have seen Jamaica a few nights ago, and I think it's on the lips of everybody who would have seen it. It was mind-blowing. There was this girl, I can't remember her name, a young artist, and she sang a couple of songs from Coffee, some Sanchez. She threw it back to Bob Marley, and it was very traditional. So I'm wondering which way we're going to go tonight in terms of performance-wise. Are we going to see something traditional? Are we going to see a mix of both? You know, it's just something we have to wait and see.
Okay.
You know.
I'll go.
And again, like we were talking about, it now showcases our youth and our talent, and it ties into the importance of arts and culture in our society.
Yes, it does.
I think it's safe to say as an advocate for development and youth development, how important does the entertainment industry play in someone's life?
Again, entertainment is a form of, let's keep it in simple terms, like a brain cooler, right? You're feeling stressed out, you watch TV, you listen to music, you go to a party, you go to a lounge, right? So in terms of the youth, we have to try to shape it in such a way to get them to understand how it is important as not just for culture-wise, but for self.
Individually.
For self, because entertainment, I believe, is part of everyone, right? It's part of everyone, whether you're in the actual industry working or not. Entertainment is part of everyone. From the minute you put on your TV to look at the news or a program, you're getting yourself involved in entertainment. You understand? So the youth just need to understand how important it is to use it the right way, especially where social media is concerned. And they need to understand that it's not like when I was their age and it had no evidence.
It was just last year.
Okay, mommy, there's no evidence. Right? They need to understand how society now exposes everything. So, you know, it's something that needs to be a strategic development process from a tender age. So, which is why I think in terms of education in schools, it should be, it should be there.
It should start at an early age.
Well, it is. Music, music is a subject.
And I know recently they've incorporated it into the school system.
Yes, drama. I know there's drama now. I mean, I can't remember if, I went to school about 3 years ago. So I know they have a lot of new subjects now, but, with cultures also, but more time and effort and energy needs to be put into it.
Yeah.
From all aspects of life, from the government, from the parents, you know.
And from as simple as the people you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
So know who you keep in your circle.
Know who you keep in your circle,
you know,
and what you put out there.
And don't be somebody who, sometimes people try new things and you get this false hope. But just keep some real people around you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You have to understand constructive criticism as well, you know? So like, one of my friends from New York just called me randomly the other day. I'm like, what's his problem? Like, just say that I haven't spoken to him since. So, I see you managing artists. Oh, hi, how are you? Everything good? Long time? Yes, I see. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. But let me tell you something. You see, so and so lyrics. He starts, and he's there, giving me advice. He was like, I want to promote you in Brooklyn, and I want to promote you in Brooklyn. But this is what I wanted to do. And, I was listening to him because at the end of the day, this is a friend of mine who's observing what I'm doing on social media and decide to call and say, he just don't like this one little thing. Now I'm not managing artists for the past 50 years and from Bollywood and acapella and these theaters in New York and LA and stuff to think I know everything about the industry. Yeah. I don't. I'm still learning. I don't know everything. So when anybody call and point out something, I would listen and take the initiative to try and shape it a certain way. So that's important as well.
Before we wrap things up, what's your favorite part about your job?
The freedom, the ability to socialize and network, and this is actually work.
Yeah.
This is actually your work.
Work is fun.
Yeah, I can't do the every morning.
The 8 to 4s.
Yeah. I'm doing it now, but it's still flexible. It's still flexible. Yeah. I can't do it anymore. Not me. Everybody have a role to play in life. Everyone has a role to play in life, and that's not my role.
I would reserve my right to comment on that. Dilecia, before you go, what is your advice for the young person who are viewing today and may want to get involved in the entertainment industry?
What is
your advice?
Don't just rush into it because it looks glamorous, right? It's a lot of hard work and struggle, right? It's an industry where, I keep it real, the finances, you have to work very hard to gain an income from the entertainment industry. And it's sometimes far and few, but once you remain consistent and you channel your energy in the right avenues and explore your talents in the right avenues, the rewards will come.
Yeah.
But you have to put a lot of thought into it. Can't rush into any decision at all in this entertainment industry.
As is with most things, I would say.
Yeah, as with most things.
Is a sacrifice at the start, and then you reap your rewards.
Yes.
Your closing comments.
My closing comments are, thank you so very much for having me.
My pleasure indeed.
And, feel free to reach out to me if you're interested.
Your social media handles before you go.
Yes, so on Facebook, you can find me under Dilecia Dime, even though I rarely accept random friend requests. Instagram, I have an open page, di.media.tt. My email address, di.media.tt@gmail.com. And my cell phone number, 722-7473. And you can learn about ESG at esgbusinesssuite.com.
Yes. All right. So, Dilecia, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Just shedding some more insight into what an artist manager's day is like. And it's not just about the glitz and the glam, and it's not just about, like you rightly said, an artist looking all pretty and cute out there, but the back end of it, explaining to us what exactly happens and the corporate aspect of entertainment as well.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Really
I myself have learned a lot about, corporate aspect of it.
Yes.
Because I mean, I would obviously think, okay, well, as an entertainer, you're managing him. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But it goes way deeper than that. And that's what I've learned this morning. I know that you also home or at your workplace and you're now like, wow, so much goes on. And in case you're thinking about getting involved in the entertainment industry, like Dilesia just said, you know, think about it before you head directly into it, and let's
understand what you want to do.
Try to stay away from the crab in a barrel mentality.
Yes.
Support local. I think that would have
Yes.
been your main